All right, let's just jump right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are going to impartially unpack a really fascinating, highly specific lecture. We're looking at a theoretical roadmap, one that proposes a massive shift in society. It combines artificial intelligence, small group collaboration, and a specific philosophical framework to literally transform everyday citizens into global cultural leaders. It's a wildly unique blend of tech and deep societal purpose, and we're going to break down exactly how this source material envisions it all happening.
The speaker kicks things off with a pretty provocative critique of modern pop culture. Just look at this quote. We shouldn't just be dancing and playing to gain popularity while the world is at war. It really sets the tone, right? The core argument here is that creators have a much higher duty than just pumping out catchy tunes. In a time of global crisis, chasing superficial fame is seen as irresponsible. Instead, culture needs to step up and deliver profound meaning.
So, to understand this roadmap, we'll follow the lecture's 5 phases. 1. Era of crisis in pop culture. 2. AI mentor and hopeful messages. 3. 3-5-7 convergence and small-scale creation. 4. Cultural cafes and new infrastructure. And finally, 5. The era of all citizen entertainers.
Okay, Phase 1. Era of crisis and pop culture.
The lecture starts by diagnosing our world as being in a severe transitional crisis. It points straight to ongoing, deadly conflicts in Europe and the Middle East, referencing the sand to represent those desert regions. The argument is incredibly stark. While brothers are senselessly fighting and dying, the global entertainment industry is, well, just dancing. The thesis is that pop culture has to fundamentally pivot. It needs to evolve from meaningless entertainment into a vehicle that delivers strong, unifying messages, basically scolding humanity for its divisions and asking, why on earth are we fighting?
Phase 2. AI mentor and hopeful messages.
So how do we actually create this new wave of unifying culture? Well, the proposed method involves a massive, deliberate pivot to artificial intelligence. The source material states, AI is the greatest mentor of Jungbub. In a huge philosophical shift, the speaker argues that AI shouldn't just be seen as software. No, it should be fully embraced as the ultimate mentor for creative and spiritual expression. Jungbub refers to the specific teachings studied by this community. And the speaker is actually frustrated that people aren't using AI enough, urging them to partner with it as a guide and start create immediately.
Here is the exact 4-step methodology the lecture outlines to empower absolutely anyone to become a prolific creator. Step 1. Study the philosophical teachings. Step 2. Extract the core messages to write hopeful, inspiring lyrics. Step 3. Feed those lyrics into an AI to generate matching, high-quality music. Absolutely no traditional composers needed. And Step 4. Upload these creations daily to your personal YouTube channels and blogs. The claim is that with this method, one single person could easily pump out 1 or 2 songs a day, completely bypassing the traditional music industry.
Phase 3. 3-5-7 convergence and small-scale creation. Now, creating art can cause interpersonal friction, right? To avoid that, the lecture introduces structure, starting with the number 3. A team of 3 is considered the absolute minimum requirement to safely pool creative energy. In this philosophy, individuals clash because they can't absorb different perspectives on their own. But by forming a core triad, a 3-person research team, you buffer against greed, share the heavy lifting of writing and AI generation, and actually learn to harmonize. Once that group of 3 achieves harmony and proves they can collaborate without butting heads, they can safely expand to 5. This is a very deliberate, scaled approach. It's about practicing what the speaker calls convergence, slowly adding more human energy and diverse ideas while keeping the team balanced and highly functional.
Finally, we hit 7. A foundational group of 7 is the ultimate goal in this phase. The speaker claims that when you have 7 people perfectly aligned, studying and using AI together, you generate massive structural power. This 7-person unit creates the vital energy needed for huge, highly impactful cultural projects. They basically become an independent cultural production powerhouse.
Phase 4. Cultural cafes and new infrastructure.
As these small groups are churning out hundreds of AI-assisted songs and writing books, they need a physical place to share them. Enter the Jungbub cafes. But crucially, the speaker explicitly says these are not places built to sell tea for profit. The commercial side is totally secondary. Instead, they're envisioned as dedicated cultural and intellectual spaces, and the plan is to build them nationwide, starting in major hubs like Seoul and Busan.
So what actually happens inside these cafes? They host all the community's cultural activities. If a group creates 200 AI songs, those are the only songs playing in that cafe. It's a space for collaborative research, operating art galleries, showcasing videos of community activities like martial arts competitions, and even creating and sharing merchandise. It's all about turning that decentralized digital creation into a tangible, shared physical infrastructure.
Which leads to phase 5, the era of all citizen entertainers. This combination of digital creation and physical cafes leads to the ultimate thesis. To illustrate the shift, the speaker uses hip-hop. On one side, you have current trends, complaining hip-hop, built on dissatisfaction and rebellion. On the other side is future hopeful hip-hop. The argument is that the era of just venting is over. By injecting positive, intellectual lyrics into hip-hop, the whole culture elevates. The speaker even points out that traditional Korean singing can be totally revitalized by having AI match perfect melodies to these new hopeful messages.
And why must this happen in South Korea? The lecture brings up Hongik Ingan, a traditional Korean philosophy meaning to broadly benefit humanity. The claim is that South Koreans have historically absorbed global knowledge and are now perfectly positioned to be global leaders. Their destiny, according to the source, is to take all that knowledge, use tools like AI, and generate an enlightened global culture that benefits absolutely everyone.
Which brings us to this incredibly bold, sweeping claim. 100% of Koreans are entertainers. The vision here is a society that completely abandons grueling traditional labor. Instead, absolutely everyone focuses purely on intellectual and cultural activities, trusting that by producing valuable culture, financial sustenance will just naturally follow. It is a massive, almost utopian departure from how our modern economy works.
And there's a specific timeline for all this. Right now, the focus is on small group preparation, forming those groups of 3, 5, and 7 to master AI creation. Over the next 1 to 2 years, their output will flood the new physical cafes and online blogs. The culmination? A 3-year prep phase ending with a speaker purportedly appearing on top-tier global television in the US. This massive international broadcast is meant to act as a catalyst, instantly elevating all these grassroots citizen creators to the global stage, completely bypassing any domestic jealousy or friction they might face otherwise.
Ultimately, this explainer leaves us with a profound question to chew on. What does the future of culture actually look like when AI enables absolutely everyone to be a creator and an entertainer? Whether you agree with the Jungbub philosophy or not, it forces us to impartially consider a world where the lines between consumer, creator, and global star completely dissolve. If anyone can generate professional-grade art with an AI and a few friends, how will society, the economy, and pop culture fundamentally change? It is a wildly fascinating roadmap and definitely something to think about.